Good afternoon. My name is Alia, and alongside my associates, Leah, Sophie, and Darson, we have been serving as health associates for the future of aging, sleepy, and passive. Our role this cycle has been to bridge the gap between technical innovation and clinical implementation by creating a commercialization strategy that focuses on passive monitoring to detect neurological deficits early. By tracking subtle changes in body composition, this technology has the power to be a low-cost and non-invasive way to be an early detection system for neurological deficits such as dementia and Alzheimer's. We have created a business model and refined it, as well as worked to integrate this technology into clear pathways to memory centers and nursing homes with the help of our mentors, Dr. Gopalakrishnan and Dr. Bertelson. It is my pleasure to introduce the innovator behind it all, Dr. Thompson.
Well, thank you all for coming today. The title was suggested by Matt, actually, and his sense of humor shines through. I do, however, mean it. I like it because it's real. I think that sleep is the single most critical thing to study in aging. It's linked to dementia, it's linked to cognition, it's linked to weight gain, it's linked to every single health parameter of interest, including cancer. And the passive, I'm going to illustrate by way of a counterexample. If I ask this room how you want to monitor sleep, I think most of us would say throw an Apple Watch on it and call it done. But there's a problem with that approach. And among the current generation of the elderly, there's a resistance to technology. And among everyone, there's a little problem called battery life and remembering to charge things, remembering to wear them. You all, if you've had a sleep tracker, have forgotten to charge it the night before, right? Our motto is, if you don't have to wear it, you can't forget it. And in the aging population, this is pretty important. Our system relies on ballistic cardiogram, which is a measure of the forces of blood accelerating through your body in response to your beating heart. It's an older technology, which we have had the fortune to just catch lightning in a bottle and use for new purposes. We're, to our knowledge, the first group to use it, not just to detect heart rate and respiration, but to use it to do blood pressure, sleep staging, some daily behavior in children with autism. That's a different market. I'm not doing a disclosure today. And also estimating body composition, where we have a provisional patent. This is the team. On the left are some folks from Kansas State University. I'm a Kansas native and a relatively recent Texas transplant. And then I've also got a collaborator, Carmen Westerberg, who is at Texas State, is bringing in some sleep and psychology expertise. And I just want to thank both my health associates, my mentors, and also the staff here for the dry runs, including Martin, because my proposal looks nothing like what it started with. They helped me to select a beachhead market, which is elder care. I do think this thing can work everywhere. I think it could work for people in this room. I think it could be relatively rich, and we have used it for children with autism. But we're going to focus today on elder care, on fall risk, and body fat estimation. And we've recently switched to a patent versus published architecture, and our competitive advantage mostly is just moving fast. In the next month, I get to convert my first patent, which is going to take my entire time. And then after that, we're going to try going into nursing homes and care facilities using my startup funding, among other sources. The goal is to develop a full sensor suite which works for multiple populations and disease etiologies. And the note here on the why now is just, we all know the nation's getting older. It's the time to start thinking about this and technologies which can help lessen the medical burden. Anyway, here's my contact information. Thank you for your time and attention. I'm actively seeking collaborators along with venture capitalists and other or potential licensors for IP, because we're just getting started. Oh, questions?
So how do you see this being deployed then? Is it built into a bed? Is it a mat that sits under a patient? Talk to me about, the practicality and what you see the price points to deliver this at.
Yeah, so there are some options. My favorite sensor is based on load cells. They're old force sensors that are relatively cheap, $30, $40 a piece, and then some electronics to capture what comes out of them. Those can be put into the frame of a bed and totally disjoint from any wires on the person. We also use some electromechanical films that can go under the mattress, usually a little sewing, and so again, no touch or no contact with the individual. As far as price point, for research grade stuff, I can fit a bed for less than $1,000. For deliverables, we can get lower than that. We're just going to drop channels and drop fidelity. So where do I see it being used? The first case, it looks like to me it would make sense to look in elder care facilities. So if you look at nursing homes, assisted care, assisted living centers, but eventually I'd like to put it in people's apartments and just out and about.
Yeah, that was basically that answered my question. Is that there's obviously a giant population of the elderly that still lives at home. So,
Right.
have you thought about licensing something like this to Tempur-Pedic, or various, or the sleep numbers, or how can you incorporate this technology in something that's more commercially available, not just to nursing homes, medical facilities, but particularly to a regular consumer at their home?
So I think it's possible that I can't answer one part of that question due to an NDA. I'd have to check the calendar and the date on that. But yeah, I have talked with those companies. I do think it's quite possible that there could be a universe where these technologies are incorporated in there. Yes, and I'd like to do that.